Shayna from the Bradley Family Farm, also the owner of S.L. Bradley Flowers and More. So I want to talk about what we're doing here. So we bought this house. It was completely like there was nothing in it when we first bought it. There wasn't even a water heater. The only thing that the house had in it was a kitchen sink and some countertops and an old toilet and an old bathtub and an old sink that was completely disgusting. And I'm not sure if I have some of that old footage, but if I don't, I'll try to find it so that I can add it in here. But anyway, this house, when we bought it, it was really cheap. It was an extreme fixer-upper. Like, people that looked at this house thought that they were going to have to tear it down. There were several people that had quoted for a demolition crew to just come through and just take the whole thing out. But my husband and I had just sold our previous house, and we only had a little lump of money to work with. And this house was in that budget because our goal was to buy something that was paid off. And we wanted to be debt free so that we can put that money into other places where it needed to be. And you know what? I'm just going to be frank with you. Our old house only, I think our old house, oh gosh, I can't remember. We bought it for $78,000 and we paid a mortgage on it. And I think we sold it for $114,000. We ended up coming away with $30,000 in our pocket. And this house was on the market for $20,000 and we got it for $19,000. So it's just this little house. It's on kind of a corner lot-ish. There's like on the other side over yonder is like a little easement road that goes back to by the river. And on the other side of that easement road is a little shop. And then there's a curve, a highway that curves. And then, I mean, yeah, we're right on a highway. If you can see, there's a cornfield across from us. It's a half an acre. We're making it work. Why are we making it work? Because it was in our budget. It's in the country. I can have chickens. That was my main thing when we bought this property, is I'm like, I want to have chickens. So I can't live in town, because in town you can't have chickens. In our town, anyway. It's decently close to where my husband works. He drives about a half an hour a day, you know, to and from work, so that's not horrible. But when we first bought this house, we went into it thinking that we were going to sell it one day. We were going to put money in it, make it nice, and sell it one day, which is still in the cards, but the way that we were going to do it is kind of different. I mean, it's life. Things change. So he and I planned on going into house flipping. But let me tell you, when you are trying to renovate a house and you have 4 children and you're living in that house, I give credit and I give props to anybody that does it, because I'm telling you, it's hard. Try to record something a little bit, show you around. Got our camper set up, our vehicles out there. Okay, show you around the house. This is the front door. This would be the utility room, kitchen, bathroom, living room, girls' room, our room, boys' room. And that's it. And this house, I think it was built in 1946. So, it's an older house. And it actually started out as one single building, just like one big room. And they used it as, like, I think a dairy shop or something along those lines. They made dairy. So then over the years, different sections of the house were added on. So, like, when you go in the attic, you can actually see all the different roofs that are kind of connected. It's kind of neat, and I like that. I mean, I like old houses because they have, you know, character, there's stories behind them. I get into that. What I don't like, and I didn't think about because I didn't know anybody that did this kind of thing, and I had never done it before, is how much you run into. Like, when my husband and I are ripping off this wood, trying to replace the old flimsy brittle wood, our recent problem that we've ran into is that we have carpenter ants. Which, thank you, Jesus, it's not termites. Because we were thinking when we were ripping off a lot of, like, I don't know if you can see this because, like, that's the old stuff that was up there on the lean-to. And we've been chipping away, ripping that off. And behind that, and behind the old siding, you can see, which I have a video of it in my kids' room. It's just all dusty and looks like dirt, and you have like little mud houses that are built in there, and that's carpenter ants. And what they do is they burrow through the wood, making their homes, and that in turn makes the wood brittle, and it can, you know, become structurally not sound. So, like, I don't know how you get rid of termites, but I've looked into how you get rid of carpenter ants, and you have to pretty much attack their home. So, I guess that's my first step. Like, I have to put up traps everywhere, those little gel traps, and I think I'm gonna start spraying. And that hurts me to have to spray any kind of pesticide because I'm an organic gardener. I believe in all organic products, but in this case, I just feel like in order to eradicate them, I need to hit them full force because I don't want all the money that we just spent putting into our kids' new bedroom to be wasted. I don't know. If anybody has any tips, I'm open to hear them. But today, I went into my kitchen. I made a batch of cookies last night, and I put them in the cookie jar. And because we were back there spraying all the ants and things that we seen, that must have disturbed them. Because this morning, my kitchen was like covered. There was this strong definitive line of ants marching straight to that cookie jar and attacking it. And I was so upset because I was going to eat a morning cookie and I didn't get it. The ants got them. And then the trash got them. So anyway, I think that on this channel, I just I want to start being real. And I mean, it's hard to be real because you always want to show your finished work, you know? Like, I've given glimpses and things of real life, but I think learning from people's mistakes, learning from people's learning, you know, it helps you grow as a person. And to see other people fail and to see other people's struggles lets you know that you're human and that it's okay to struggle. I know that that's how I've learned. I watch other people on YouTube and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, look at their stuff. It looks great. But then look at this video where they showed where it doesn't look great. That encourages me because I know that my failures don't define me. Like, I'm new at gardening, newer at gardening, and when I have my stuff die, it devastates me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I suck at this, but I don't. I mean, through learning from other people, I've learned that no, I don't suck at gardening. It's just something that I have to learn and get better at. And the same goes for all these house projects. Like, are we carpenters? No. Are we construction people at all? No. We've never done this before. Like, my husband is learning as he goes, and I am more of like the interior person. I like designing and all that, and doing stuff like this. I don't like doing the building, and I definitely don't like doing the cleanup of the building stuff. I actually scraped my thumb, or I cut it open more or less, on a piece of old wood. I should have been wearing gloves, and I was terrified. Because I'm like, I don't know what was on that wood. But I'm here, and I'm fine. So, yeah, I'm just going to show some clips of the kids' room. If you're wondering, this is my little shop. It's like a little cabin that we bought, and I turned it into my shop. This is where all my stuff that I make and put on Etsy will be stored. So this is more or less my warehouse, my mommy cave, my place to get away. It's cool. It's got some double doors. And there's my front door. So yeah, I'm kind of hiding out here making a video. Oh, here's my little birdhouse gourd. I'm gonna be turning those into some birdhouses after they dried out and putting them on my Etsy shop. So you can look for those if you're interested in the future. But anyway, I'm gonna show some clips of just what's new around here, what's going on in our kids' room. We're putting our kids' room in the back of the house because right now they're in the front of the house, and the front of the house is where that curve is, and that curve scares me. I always think that somebody's gonna just come cruising right along and run into my house, which we're gonna work on putting better barriers up in front of our house. I'm planting a lot of like shrubs and things, and I'm gonna put in a fence and some big stones and then in this coming up year. So you can look forward to seeing that too. But yeah, so here's the videos.